You can come closer. I know you're there. You can come even closer. I won't bite. There we go. I have to say, you seem rather dumbstruck. Is it your first time seeing a kitsune? I can't blame you. Even those used to supernatural creatures like myself are usually astonished at the number of tails I have. It's pretty flattering. You can stare at them if you like. I'm used to it by now. So I am the first kitsune you've seen. That's strange. I could have sworn you seemed familiar. But, oh well. I'm honored to be your first. To meet, that is. So, what brings you to this neck of the woods? I don't see many humans around here. Not this deep, anyway. Oh, an apprentice mage, are we? Well, that's rather impressive. By human standards, anyway. I think it's been a while. So, let me guess. You're trying to make contact with the familiar, correct? I mean, I can't imagine why else you'd come here. Unless you really wanted to meet a supernatural creature just because. That's what I thought. So, let me guess. You were searching for a kitsune in particular to be your familiar, right? How did I know? Well, it's written all over you. And I don't mean the grin on your face. I can tell from the aura you see. Everyone's aura is a unique identifier, much like a fingerprint. And you have the same exact aura as my old master, back when they were still alive. They were a bit obsessed with having a kitsune familiar, which means you are too. Yes, that's right. You're the same person as my old master. Basically, you're their reincarnation. I don't have a single doubt about that. Your aura is an exact match. It's been so long. I was worried it was just the nostalgia, but your aura is just like I remembered it. It's so sweet, with the consistency of syrup to match. Though, it feels fresh, like mist on my skin. The fragrance is fruity, but not overpowering. If only you were a bit more skilled at magic, you would be able to experience it too. But, oh well, you'll learn it in time. It also took me a while to learn how to detect your aura so thoroughly. Months of training alongside you under our contract. But it was so worth it. When I could finally experience our bond on an entirely new level. I can tell you might be a bit skeptical. You meet a kitsune in a forest and suddenly they claim to be your familiar from a past life. There are a few things sketchier, but I can prove it. Prove that I am really yours. Your look might have changed, but your body language is still the exact same. I'm sure so much more must have carried over as well. I know. We can do a little test. I'll show you that I have knowledge that could only come from knowing you from a past life. I know things about you that even you don't know. For instance, look over there. See these bushes? See their berries? One type is blue, one type is red, and one type is black. Do you know what they are called? Really, you don't? That's so ironic. You used to always poke fun at me for forgetting their names. It was a bit of a running gag between us. But I'm rather excited to get to be the one that teaches you this time. Here, if you try the blue one, you'll find it's your favorite fruit in the world, which is a bit strange since it's such an unpopular berry. But that just makes your taste more refined in my opinion. I developed a taste for it myself, just so I could be more like you. If you try the red berry, you'll find it's okay. Probably. You always said the taste for that one was so inconsistent. On some days, it was almost as good as the blue ones. Maybe try a few batches to see if you could get a good batch. Lastly, there's the black one. I don't think you'll want to try it more than once. You always said it was your least favorite, and you had no idea how people ate them. Whenever you wanted to describe a food as disgusting, you'd say it was just like the blackberry. Well, alright, let me pick a few for you. Okay, here you go. Just give them a bite, and let me know just how right I am. See, I could tell I was right, just from the facial expressions, and also that you spat the black one out. I'll have to pick you more of those blueberries. You really went to town on them. So, do you believe me now? I mean, what are the chances that I would get all three right? Not to mention knowing your Kitsune obsession. Oh dear, you poor thing. You're giving me that look you always do when you're starved for touching my tails. I know that from your perspective, you might have just met me, but from mine, there's no one closer. So here, go ahead. I'd be more than comfortable with you touching them. I'd actually like it. Fluff them all you want. It seems so long since I got to see that glorious expression of yours. You always drooled like a baby when you touched my tails. Don't worry though, I'm not making fun of you. It's not something to be embarrassed about. I'm just glad you have something you're happy with, especially when that something is me. Well, my tails rather, but you get the idea. I always missed moments like these. Every night, when we would fall asleep, our cuddling would always be focused around my tails, whether you hugged them or used them as a pillow. I used to joke that they were your tails, with how obsessed you were with them and how much comfort they gave you, especially on your deathbed. Your final moments were with my tails. I really missed you, you know. All those years without you, I've been so alone. Humans don't live nearly as long as a kitsune does. I always knew that, but I always was in denial. Even when your skin grew wrinkly and your hair grew gray, I was still always in denial. I tell myself, you always have a few more years with me, at the very least. Then, as reality hit me, the rationalization changed to a few more months, then a few more weeks, a few more days, until finally I lied to myself, saying, "You surely have at least a few more minutes with me." But you passed away right in front of me. You're finally here, in front of me, and I still don't think I can come to terms with what happened. I've always loved you too much for my own good. I want to feel that connection again. I know I might be rushing things a bit, but can we? Can we make a contract again? Right here? Right now? I don't want you to suffer a single second more of this distance from you. We've been separated for so long. We have so much to make up for, so we should start as soon as possible. Oh, great. I could get drunk on your words. We'll finally be together again. Just us two. What? What do you mean it's not just going to be the two of us? What do you mean you want to get another familiar other than just me? Aren't I enough? I am powerful from all the training in your past life. My flames are hot enough to melt through steel. My illusions are real enough to touch. I am the top percentile of familiars, and in time I'll get even stronger. You always said I was the only one you needed. Every day you reassured me. Forget it. What's done is done. It looks like I can't change your mind. So, let's hurry up, perform the contract. You do have the magic ink, right? The silver and the gold ones, to sign the contract. Excellent. It looks like your tuition wasn't a waste. Here, give me the gold one. What? No. The familiar uses the gold ink to sign. The master uses the silver ink. Well, your teachers were wrong then. Listen, the familiar uses the more expensive ink as a show of respect towards the familiar. What kind of familiar would want to form a contract with a master that doesn't respect them? You're still unsure. What about the purifying properties of silver? It's symbolic of the purity of the master's intention, ensuring that the familiar can trust itself to be under their new master. That's why the master uses the silver ink. Okay. I don't know how to put this more politely, so I'm just going to say it. Which one of us has lived longer? Which one of us has more experience? And which one of us has actually performed a familiar contract? Thank you. I have a very pretty signature, I know. Now, you sign with the silver ink, and there. Yes, you're right. That is indeed the familiar insignia that appeared on your body, and the master insignia that appeared on mine. I'm so very sorry to have tricked you like this, but you didn't leave me much choice. It's not really your fault. You're so young. Why, you practically just started your current life. You're still an apprentice mage. There's so much you don't know. You're bound to make some mistakes, but it's my duty, as your senior, to set them straight. I can't just let you ruin your life because you're going through a phase now, can I? I'm not gonna let you be miserable because your fairy familiar pulled the 5th prank on you this week, or because your Neko is once again being an insufferable little, well, you know how they are. But I can't let you suffer like that. I guess I'm your master now. And now that I'm the master, you won't be able to make a contract with anyone else. And not to mention, you'll be under my authority. I'll try not to abuse it. Poor thing. You look like you're still in shock. Is this all hard to process? It's okay. You don't have to think too hard about it. You don't have to do anything really. Now that we're together and connected as one, I'll take care of everything. I still have a lot of wealth that we saved up from your last life. I can treat you, spoil you even. I'll buy you all of those blueberries you like. You won't have to work at all. You can just stay inside and fluff my tails. It'll be paradise. And not just for you, but for me as well. Because although a Kitsune lives for such a long time, that extreme lifetime can be a curse as well, if it's not alongside the right person. But you're the right person. Even fate agrees. They brought you to me. And so we can live happily ever after. Well, until you die anyway. But then I can find you in your next life. And then when you die again, I just have to find you again. And so on, and so on. I'll never let death keep us apart again. I'll never let anything keep us apart again. We'll be together forever.